John Egan in black, yellow chevrons, yellow sleeves, black armlets. That is Golden Mind. Then the last one out will be God of War, number 6, who's in the black and pink striped colours, pink sleeves, black armlets. God of War, number 6, the mount of David Egan. This, the Virgin Bet supports Safe Gambling Handicap. They're making their way to the 7 furlong start.
Well, very interesting to hear from Jack Shannon just before the off here, who said that he'd be happy for this horse Sarab Star to maybe even get a lead. I was concerned that potentially there was a lot of pace on, and like Mount Athos will be going forward, and he's a horse that knows how to win this race. Wouldn't it be brilliant if he can rack up a 4th consecutive win in this very competitive handicap? And James Doyle has made the journey to Kempton for one ride and one ride only, and that's on this 7-year-old who just comes alive here at Kempton. And looking through his form, he probably arrives here on as good as form as he ever has done. He's actually £2 lower than his win here last year, but he's had a slightly different preparation in. He had a run here back in January where he didn't beat a rival, but that might have just got him a little bit fitter. As an older type, they sometimes take a little bit more to get fitter. But look, he's sure to make all from the front, and coming out of stall 2, he's well positioned to do that. But this is a really interesting race. I really like the way that it shapes up, and as Jack Shannon was saying to me, that Sarab Star is looking for the main target, which is the all-weather finals day, but he's really impressed him and how he's gone through the motions in handicaps, and he's a horse that he's really showing off what his looks look like to be a nice horse. But what I've heard is that he's always showed a lot at home too. He's 3 from 5 and now 2 from 3 on the all-weather. And the only time that he was beaten here was when he was second to the now 109 rated Chancellor. So that form all stacks up really well. The form is pretty high level compared to some of the others. And unlike Mount Athos, he's an improving 4-year-old, whereas Mount Athos arguably could have had his better days gone by. And also Sarab Star receives £8 from his nearest rival. But we can't forget some of the others, like course number 4, Aperist, who's been a credit to Kevin Bryan. He arrives here off a career best win at Lingfield in February, where he won off 96 in the all-weather mile trial handicap. So a good race for us, John. Really looking forward to it.
Indeed, Jess, yes. 3 of the 7 runners are in. Sarab Star will be the 4th. That's the favourite, safely into stall number 1. Here now is Mount Athos, who looks really well. Mount Athos has had a small break since his last start. James Doyle safely into the stalls. God of War next, and Golden Mind, the raider from Richard Fahey's stable. He's going to be the last one in. Golden Mind, stall 4. John Egan to guide him in. He's the only one then to complete the lineup. This is the Virgin Bet Support Safe Gambling Handicap. The trip is 7 furlongs. Golden Mind is safely in. We're good to go. They're off and racing. Slightly awkward.
A 4th consecutive win in this race for Mount Athos. What a credit he is to the James Tate team and to James Doyle on board, who has got such a good record on this horse, and he's controlled the race to beat Sarab Star in 2nd, Aperist back in 3rd. But what a well-judged ride from James Doyle. They went hard out in front, and he's enjoyed every moment of it. He's a horse that just comes alive here at Kempton, and he's been able to, as I say, dictate the pace, and they went pretty hard. You can see Sarab Star just tracking and was sort of asked to get involved. And I wonder whether the change of tactics and having to get a lead might just not have suited him as well. He was sort of rolling around a bit in the closing stages. He did start digging in late on, but it was all too late, and Mount Athos was just too strong. You can see him kicking again here at the furlong pole, and James Doyle knew exactly how much he had left, and I think Sarab Star's not lost a huge amount in defeat. He was gaining, and they've come away from Apris in third and back and forth. God of War, who's run another nice race on his second start of the new year. But Mount Athos is fourth straight success in this race. He's a horse that now has got 6 wins here at Kempton, and James Doyle, well, that might have been a tip in itself to see that he had just the one ride today and come down for a horse that he knows so well, gets on so well, and you can see that in the way that they were able to control that race. Yeah, 4th straight success in this race for Mount Athos. God, he loves it here, James. But that seems one of the more straightforward victories of the